Hello, 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 and welcome. My name is Jasmina. It is my pleasure to be able to give you this information that could literally change your life because it has definitely changed mine and has changed the way I looked at being able to earn an income, especially in times like these. So, just to tell you a little bit about myself, of course, growing up, I'm from California, recently relocated to Georgia. When I decided to make that move, I wanted to become a full time entrepreneur. But of course, 2020 happened. Nobody could have anticipated it. Nobody could have guessed that it was going to happen, but it did. So, with the solution that I'm about to show you, it definitely is going to put you in a position if there is another lockdown, if another quarantine, no matter what's going on in the economy, you still have the opportunity to take your financial future into your own hands. I know a lot of people are looking for a solution, they're looking for hope, they're looking for something to where they're not going to have to necessarily worry whether or not they might have a job, if their business is going to be sustained. All of that stuff can definitely be something that can be tiring. And also, you definitely do not want to live with those types of stresses. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the information that, like I said, could literally change your life if you allow it to. So, I'm going to share my screen, put some ones in the chat if you can see my screen, because I do not want you to miss anything that I am about to go over. And I want you to put away all distractions as well, because I want you to be fully focused on everything that I am about to go over. So, of course, growing up, I had parents that worked very, very, very late. And with that hard work, of course, that may have taken away time from spending with the family. That may have limited us on where we were going to live, all that other stuff. When becoming an adult, having to repeat that same cycle was something that I did not want to do. So I always knew that there was more. I always knew that just working a 9 to 5 wasn't going to cut it, because I wanted my time freedom back. I wanted to be able to leave a legacy for my future family. And I also wanted the opportunity and the access to information, just like other people have, in order to grow real wealth. Why should it only be laid up for the wealthy, right? Well, now the times that we're in, there's definitely an opportunity that even the average person, even a person that may not have had access to this type of information, they can now take what I'm about to say and change the financial future of their entire family's life and for generations to come. So I want you to start really thinking about what you could possibly become, because all those dreams that you set out to do just in life, not even this year, are now going to be possible for you. Okay, so you can dream again, you can hope again, and you can also start thinking about everything that you may have wanted to do, but you weren't able to because time may have been an issue, finances may have been an issue, and that is not going to be the problem for you anymore. But before I get into this powerful information, you first have to understand exactly how money is made. Okay, so you're going to start to identify exactly where you might fit into this 4-piece pie. So everybody under the sound of my voice fits somewhere in here, right? Now, the number that is actually mind-boggling to me, which a lot of people do not know, is 95% of people make up 5% of the wealth in the world. Only 5%, right? And those are usually the people that work the hardest. Now, you have the 35% of people that may work for themselves. Like I said, when I first started out this year, before I got introduced to this information, I was an entrepreneur, and well, not was, I still am. But the reality of it is, at the end of the day, when things happen to where maybe your business might have to be shut down due to COVID, which we're still dealing with currently to this day, or if you do not work, you don't get clients, right? So what are you going to possibly do to have that extra stream of income? Everything in this world is going digital. So you now have to start thinking, how can I start capitalizing off of this digital wave to where I do not have to place all of my eggs into the one basket of owning a business? Now, we also have the 60% of people that work for someone. These are the people, of course, they exchange a majority of their time for money. Now, I'm not saying that having a job is a bad thing, especially if it's your passion, if you went to school for it, whatever the case is. I love when people can get paid to do what they actually love to do. But again, a real question you have to ask yourself is, what are you going to do if they're no longer able to fund your department? Are you going to be able to still thrive, not just survive, if they happen to not give us another stimulus check, or if the company goes under? Unfortunately, a lot of large corporations are actually going under due to the unfortunate situation that we find ourselves in right now. And you don't want to fall victim to only relying on this one source of income. Now, I am here to show you how you can actually become that 5% that makes up 95% of the wealth in the world. To get to the right side of money, we have the 4% business owner. They have actually learned to create systems and leverage other people's time and money in order for these big corporations to stay afloat. But the thing about them knowing what the system is and what it takes to actually build these corporations, no matter what happens, they know what they need to do to where they can now rebuild again, right? So that is why they're on the right side of money. But we also have the 1%. What I love about the 1% is that he or she has actually figured out a way to make their money work for them. The reality of it is, in order to have multiple streams of income, it's not something that is so far off to believe in. You have to have your money working for you. And having multiple jobs is not the most efficient way for you to gain that financial freedom. Why? Because you take away the freedom part. Okay. But becoming that 1% investor, you can have your money working and growing for you simultaneously. But how can you actually do that? By actually getting involved with that 1% investor mindset. And one of the ways is learning how to profit in the largest liquid financial market in the world, the foreign exchange market. You may have heard it called Forex. You may have heard it called FX. Yes, it's a real thing. No, it's not a club. You can't join it, but you can learn to profit by trading in this market. Okay. It is actually a $6.6 trillion per day market currently. And the reason why I say currently is because it is still growing. Just last year, it was about at 5 trillion. Years before that, it was 1 to 2 trillion. And now here we are, and it's moving towards the $7 trillion mark. You may have heard of the stock market. This is bigger than the stock market. It has been around for 500 plus years, and it's going to be around long after us. What does that mean for you? You learn how to take this skill set and trade in this market, because realistically, currency in any form is going to always be in rotation, right? So if you learn this skill set, then this is what I like to say, a skill set that could pay you for life. And guess who is in charge of what you could possibly become once you learn this skill set? You are. You don't have a boss that gets to tell you that this is the amount of money you can make. No, you apply it properly, and the sky is definitely not the limit. It's in a market that you can trade in 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. And let me also let you know, if you still don't know what it is, at the end of the day, it is profiting off of the value of the exchange in currency. So just like if you were to travel outside of the country, you would have to exchange our dollar for theirs, right? So then when you go to exchange their currency back to the US dollar, depending on the value at the time that you exchanged it, that is what you're going to get back. But the beauty of learning how to do this all online is we are literally making money from our cell phones, from our laptops or our tablets, wherever we have access to Wi-Fi. You could be anywhere in the world, have access to Wi-Fi, and learn this skill set, apply it properly, and you can be in profit. It's a market that you can exchange in without owning any physical money. But there's also another market that's growing towards $1 trillion, setting the future stage for how everyone is actually going to make money. It is something that is huge, okay? Because it is actually becoming global forms of payment for everyday purchases. And you could also trade in this market without owning any physical money. I'm talking about digital currencies. Now, this is how relevant digital currencies are becoming in the world that we live in today. I could literally go to the gas station, right? I could go to the gas station and they have actually installed a Bitcoin ATM at the gas station. Not only that, people are actually able to now pay for things at their the stores that they like to frequent at. That's how large of a market this is growing to, okay? Bitcoin currently, I'm sure you may have heard of Bitcoin, is past the $16,000 mark per coin. That just means that this is something that is definitely not going away. And again, if you've been awake in the world in these times and you've heard anything on the news, a lot of the banks are actually going towards the digital dollar. So what does that mean for your life? You learn a skill set where you can now trade this currency. And not only that, you now become informed of about what's going on in the digital currency world. You actually put yourself ahead of the curve instead of getting left behind, because as I said, this is something that is not slowing down. All of the other digital currencies that you may not know of, like Ripple, Litecoin, Ethereum, those as well are actually growing and growing and growing, and you can learn how to profit off of that if you took this skill set seriously. Now, how can you actually do that? How I've learned how to do this is on this platform, and they definitely make learning simplified, because when I started out this year, I always knew I wanted to be an investor. I only knew about the stock market. I did not know about the largest liquid financial market in the world, which is the foreign exchange market. But once I got onto this platform, within my first month, my success story is I was able to be profitable within 30 days. Now, I don't know what your success story is going to be like, because I do not know how fast you're going to go ahead and get involved and learn everything you need to know. But that could give hope to even the beginner to literally change your life. And not only do you get to learn how to profit in the foreign exchange market, you also have the opportunity to learn how to profit inside of the high frequency market. This is time-based trading, okay? And again, you can also get excited that you get to learn so much about being an investor. Now, when it comes to time-based trading, imagine what you actually make per hour at your job, right? Where you are spending majority of your time making whatever your hourly pay or your salary is. Because this is time-based trading, you can literally make what you make in an hour in a matter of 60 seconds. You can make what you make in a day in a matter of minutes. All depends on the type of trader that you are. But the beauty of all of this, like I said in the beginning, that 1% investor where they have their money multiplying for them, you can participate of these markets simultaneously. So most people will work one job all day for one paycheck, right? Or they might run one or two businesses, still taking time away from them in order to earn the pay, whatever it is for that day. But here, there are 3 ways that you can actually multiply your money while you're still doing the regular things that you're doing. But there's also a 4th way that they just introduced, another skill set. And the beauty about skill sets is once you learn it, nobody can take it away from you. This is not a product that you're selling. This is not anything that is going to lose its value, right? This is a skill set that you can take on and apply, and it's also transferable. You could teach your children, you could teach your family, but e-commerce has just been introduced. So this is a 4th way where you can actually learn how to make money. Not only do they teach you how to build an online store, and also they have experts that show you how to choose winning products. This is another way to literally make money in your sleep, just like the markets. And they say that if you do not learn how to make money in your sleep, unfortunately, you will be working forever. And here, we're not talking about just making money. We're talking about growing generational wealth, okay? Now, how are you going to learn? One of the ways is you can actually go on Go Live, where you have access to over 100 plus full-time educators, where right at your fingertips. And these are people that are actually actively engaging in trading in the markets day in and day out. So you get to get on live just like you're listening to me and actually take the same trades that they're taking. Not only that, they're teaching you the strategy, you're asking questions. It's very interactive, okay? And these are 7-figure, 8-figure traders. that you have access to actually help you now get to the next level when it comes to learning this skill set. But even if you happen, because you have a busy schedule, you may be in school, you may still be working, you may just have life going on, right? You can also go back, because these sessions are recorded, and actually learn how to master the markets by rewatching the recordings. They lay it out so plainly for you to where you can now become that skillful trader that you set out to be. Our Hello Center is actually going to be where you get involved and you get to choose which education you want to dive into first. But we also have tools for you. They really thought of everything, and this is exclusive just to this platform, okay? So not only are you learning the skill set of trading, but one of the questions you might have is, well, how long am I going to have to wait to literally start making money? Well, they thought of softwares, okay? It's already a proven system that has already created so many millionaires and success stories on this platform, where as long as you know how to copy and paste, you can learn how to take trades from these automated systems. So you're going to learn what a take profit is. You're going to learn what a stop loss is. You're going to learn what an entry point is, price points. You're going to learn all of that. And you can learn all of that on day one. Again, before I got involved with this, I did not know how to look at a chart, but because of the things that they have put in place, I've been able to copy paste profit, as they like to say, while I am still learning the skill set of trading, even though I now know how to take my own trades. But why not be out on the go and have access to these 3 apps if I'm not sitting in front of a computer? If you just want to be out with your family, if you're out to dinner, if you're shopping at the mall, you can get an alert to your phone, just like any other alert, just like a text message, a social media message, that's literally going to give you a trade idea. Okay. And what do you do with that? You pull out your phone, you go to MetaTrader 4, which is the app that we trade on, and you plug in the numbers that they give you, and now you go on about what you were doing. So gone are the days of you thinking, in order for me to trade, I have to be sitting in front of a computer like a full-time job. No, because again, we want you to have financial freedom, and a big part of financial freedom is the freedom part. What better way to have that than to be able to make money on the go without interrupting your everyday life while you're still learning how to become that skillful trader? So I literally just went over how you can get involved and play where the big boys play, okay? If you look at any wealthy person, they invest. But the sad thing is, this information like this was not easily accessible unless you knew somebody, unless you had an in, unless you had a connection. But now I'm here to tell you that it is now possible. Even if you've never had an investor in your family, you could be the first one. Even if you've never had a millionaire in your family, you could be the first one. Why? Because you're going to be able to take this skill set, learn how to profit in the largest liquid financial market in the world, learn all about the booming market of digital currencies. And like I said, you could also now start educating other people, your family, your kids. I have a mentor on this platform that has already created so many success stories, but he has 9 kids, okay? So when we talk about generational wealth, he has taught 7 out of his 9 children this skill set of trading. What does that mean for their life? When they become of age, they may not have to go through the same things we had to go through, such as going into debt, having to worry about what we're going to get paid, if that's going to be enough for us to be able to provide for our family. And even if you're in a very good position, that's amazing. However, I'm sure everyone wants to know, and not even wants to know, needs to know a skill set where their financial future is completely in their hands and not in the hands of the economy, or whether or not that job is still going to be around tomorrow or even next year. So if you can get excited about now being able to become that 1% investor, go ahead and put some fire emojis in the chat, because it's definite. I know I'm excited, because it's something that is needed in our communities, in our families, in order to be able to just do better, live a better life, and actually have a chance at becoming wealthy. Okay. So I'm going to pass it off to one of my mentors. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have known anything about this. And guess what? I didn't know him before I even got involved. So definitely do not discount the power of meeting somebody that might have the right information, even if you haven't known them for a long time. But because he introduced me to this information, I now have a better financial future. I now am able to still run my business and not have to worry about if it's going to stay afloat. I now can say, okay, if we get another stimulus check, awesome. That's just going to be more money I'm going to put back into the market, because the economy does not dictate what my value is and what I'm going to be able to make and provide for my family. So he has already helped so many people around the world, has so much of the information that you're going to need to hear next. So I'm going to pass it off to none other than Javon Hutchison. Are you there?
What's going on? What's going on? Can you hear me? Let me go ahead and remove that spotlight. Perfect. So how you guys doing? My name is Javon Hutchison. For those that don't know, I'm originally from South Florida, born and raised, currently down here in the amazing weather. I love, wintertime and getting to have the sunshine outside shining on my face. But we're here to talk about this amazing opportunity that Jasmina just told you about. And it's no longer really an opportunity. You used to talk about that. This thing is really a solution, right? It's a solution for so many people, so many individuals out there that didn't know about this information before, such as Jasmina and so many other people, right? When you come to this information, I look at it like this, right? It's okay if you've never heard about what it is that we're talking about, because this is honestly something that they don't even teach in the schools. I can tell you right now, I did not grow up saying that I want to be a Forex trader. But what I did say when I was growing up is that I didn't want to work a 9 to 5. What I did say is that I wanted to be a professional athlete, and I wanted a way that I could travel the world and live life on my own terms. And that's the thing that I found inside of I Am Mastery Academy. It's not about being a trader. It's not about, just multiplying money. It's about finding freedom. It's about being a real entrepreneur and taking life in your own hands, right? Also, I'm a professional track and field athlete, for those that don't know. So I do get to travel the world now. I do get to have experiences that many people don't have. And one thing I found as a professional athlete is that there's people all around the world that's living life the way that they want to live it. And you can do that too, right? But most of us just didn't have access to the right information that's going to put us in place to go ahead and live the life that we want to live, right? So what we just talked about, what Jasmina just presented to you guys, is a way that you can actually live life on your own terms. You can travel the world. You can become a travelpreneur, right? And turn this little device right here into your very own personal ATM, right? What value are these phones to us that cost hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, right? What value are they to us if we don't have a way that we can actually make money off of something that's really just a bill in our life, right? I think the best part about what we do is not only do we teach you how to multiply the money, but we also show you how to do a few other things. But let's go into right where Jasmina left off. And let me make sure I'm sharing my screen. All right, perfect. You guys should be able to see my screen, right? And she left off right here with the biggest question that we get is, how do I actually get started with this, right? And before I go into this next slide, I want you to just take a moment and ask yourself a couple questions, right? If you identify where you are right now, identify where you were 5 years ago today, 3 years ago today, even last year, look at what your annual income was, right? And ask yourself, am I proud of what that number is, right? And does that number actually represent what I'm worth, right? And I had to take a look. I don't care if it was 6 figures. That does not represent what I am actually worth, right? I'm worth more than a few pennies of what somebody can offer me on a job. I'm worth more than a lot of things. But what most people get excited about with what we're talking about is that what you're worth, you determine, right? Look at your present situation right now and ask yourself, if nothing changes in what I'm doing in my everyday activities, right? If I leave this webinar here today, right, and do the same activities, what is my income going to look like 1, 2, even 3 years from now, right? Is there going to be much of a difference in me as a person, in my bank account, and the things that I'm able to do for other people if I don't change my activity, right? So if the answer is no, right, then I want you to go ahead and keep an open mind as we go through this information, right? Because our goal is to put you on that right side of money, show you how you can actually become a business owner, show you how you can become a real investor, right? So to get started, we're actually talking about an investment of $234.95. Now, what does that go towards? Now, first of all, I know some of you guys are looking at this. This is something that's tax deductible. This is something that's going towards your education. I want everybody to type in the chat, education, right? And when we talk about education, the number one thing about education is it gives you and affords you an opportunity to learn. And like Jasmina talks about, whatever you learn in, you have an opportunity to now earn money in that same space, right? Learn and earn. Well, actually, we call it earn and learn. When you go to school, when you go to college, I actually have 2 degrees, right? One thing I realized is I'm not able to make money in that field unless I actually finish this degree, right? I have to, that's the old school path. I get a college degree, I go to school for plenty of years, I graduate, I get a job, and then I work for plenty of years to get the experience needed to get the income that I wanted to get in the first place when I went to school, right? I'm definitely not going to stay in college, but there's people out there with thousands of dollars worth of debt, and we already know that that's not a system that's been proven to produce wealth, right? But over here in this system, within your first 24 to 72 hours of getting started, we're going to make sure that you have everything that you need in place. We're going to get your goals, right? We're going to make sure that you're in a place to download the apps, to put you in a position to be in profit as soon as possible. What we do over here is we condense time. So for that $234.95, you get access to one of our platinum packages that puts you in a position where you can now access the harmonic scanner, the Go Live platform, the Forex Mastery Academy, and get connected to others that have the information that you need. And then we go over here, we have our elite package, right? So our elite academy is for, honestly, for our VIP individuals, for those people who say, look, when I do something, I go all in, I take things serious. With this elite package, you actually get access to all 3 of these academies for the price of one, right? So it's $90 more, but instead of paying separately for each academy, you get access to Foreign Exchange Academy, right? Money While You Sleep, Digital Currency Academy, open 7 days a week, and you get access to high frequency trading, which gives you the opportunity to make money in minutes, all for that $324.95, right? And then you get your monthly subscription cost for that for $274.95. And they also throw in 12 different softwares that are included to, again, help you make money in the beginning. Now, we're not just gonna throw everything in your face. We're gonna walk you through how to actually use these particular softwares so you can, again, be up and running and making money in as little as tomorrow if you choose to actually work this thing with speed. Like Jasmina talks about, success, love, speed. But what the company also did is they went one step further and they said, look, if you share this with 2 individuals that see value in making money from their cell phone, making money while they sleep, making money in minutes, we're actually going to give you and waive your tuition, right? Let's put it that way. We're going to waive your tuition for everything that we just talked about, right? So it's 100% optional, but it just makes sense. You know, when we're talking about developing wealth, wealth comes from helping somebody else get wealthy. Being rich comes from helping somebody else get rich. There's nobody that you know that's rich, that's wealthy, that did not help somebody else get to where it is that they are, whether it's somebody in the music industry, they had to help other people, they had to help other producers, they had to write for somebody. There's so many things that go into getting to that next level. But what we all don't understand is we understand wealth principles, but we don't always want to do them. But this is one of the wealth principles that's literally built into the compensation plan that says, look, you help 2 other people get access to information that they didn't know about previously, such as I helped Jasmina get access to this platform. You're now in a position where the company says, we're going to waive your monthly costs, because we know that that can put some people at a financial constraint. And our goal is to make you an investor and an entrepreneur and to have you making money, not spending money, right? So in that same line with the wealth principles, the company went one step further and said, you can become an independent business owner, right? So like Jasmina already talked about how she was an entrepreneur, right? I'm already an entrepreneur. I already have my own business and things going on. But what I realized is all year in 2020, all the businesses have been boarded up, right? And the best part about what we do is everything's digital, right? Because the entire world is going digital. Most things now live entirely on the internet. If you don't have a smartphone, if you don't have a computer, if you don't have a tablet, you are left behind in the world of business. Think about just what just happened, right? We just had Black Friday. The stores were not packed. Everybody was online shopping. We have Cyber Monday coming up. It's expected to be the largest Cyber Monday in the world. And you have access to something in our academy in the form of e-commerce. But not only that, right? You have access to these markets, again, putting yourself in a position to be where the money is flowing through, right? You're now in a position where you can wake up every single morning and be making money, right from your cell phone. So my goal is literally to put you in position to understand what we're talking about. So with this compensation plan, they say, look, on top of that 2 and free, if you decide to take this thing serious, the company's actually going to give you a fast start bonus for people getting started. It's going to be $25 to $50 one time. That's going to get paid to you every single Friday, right? Now that might not seem like a lot, but they went one step further and said, look, by you sharing value, by you duplicating yourself, you can put yourself in position to get a residual income. Now, there's a few people that are looking at this. They're like, okay, residual income, I've heard of that before, but I've never known how to actually get it. I know that when an artist makes a song, they get residual income on that song. They call it royalties, right? But I want you to think about your job. If anybody's worked any type of job in here, you know that you've been in a position where somebody new got hired and you had to actually teach them how their job works, right? What's happening in that situation is the job is having the employee train a new person. So just in case you slip up, right, you're now in a position where somebody else can take your job and you can go about your day, right? And 9 times out of 10, I can probably guarantee you that the actual company did not pay you a bonus because you trained somebody else. They just said, hey, that's in the job description. Well, over here, right, that's an art of duplication over there. But over here, by you duplicating yourself, by you helping somebody download an app, by you helping somebody be able to make money from their cell phone and plug into this community that's already working, right? The company says we're going to pay you $150 each and every single month, right? Now, what does that do? That takes care of some bills for some people. That takes care of some things that literally may have been a struggle for you before, right? And that's Platinum 150, but at Platinum 600, by you duplicating yourself and by other people deciding to duplicate as well, your organization is now grown to only 12 individuals. But at 12 individuals, you're what we call a smart customer, because now it's free bands. Every single month, you have $600 coming in. What does that do for you? Now you're in a position where maybe you didn't have enough money to fund your trade account. Maybe you looked at that monthly tuition for the academy and you said, hey, I don't know how I'm going to be able to pay that. And I know Jasmina talked about how she was very successful within her first 30 days, but I'm not confident that that can happen for me. The CEO says, look, I'm going to build in a way where you can actually trade with my money. I'm going to build in a way where you can get access to this wealth of information and you can use my money to go ahead and do it, right? Our literal job, our literal culture around this is to put you in position where you're profiting every single month, right? And that's really all we're here to do. At Platinum 1000, you have 30 customers in your organization, right? If you follow this blueprint that has already created millionaires all around the world, you're not going to be making $1,000 every single month with just 30 customers in your organization. And we specialize in helping people that are following this blueprint do this within their first 30 days, just as such as Jasmina did once she got started, right? So I believe that this is the opportunity that you've been looking for, but this is 100% up to you. If you really want to take this thing serious, this compensation plan goes as high as you believe that you're worth, right? I don't know about you, but if you think you're worth maybe an extra $2,000 per month, right? The company says, look, you can get paid $500 every single Friday with 75 customers in your organization. If you believe you're worth $5,000 per month, you just gave yourself a $60,000 per year raise. We call this the college 5,000 because most people don't graduate college and even make $60,000 a year, where we have individuals coming into this platform and within 3, 4, 5, 6 months, they're giving themselves an opportunity to have a $5,000 per month raise, all because they followed a blueprint that's already working and helping other individuals. Your compensation rises based off of the impact that you're giving other people. If people aren't winning, you're not growing, right? So your rank is specifically connected to the value that you're giving others in the world, right? At Chairman 10, shout out to my personal mentor, Mr. Paris Simmons, right? Came inside this organization, hit this illustrious rank of Chairman 10 in just 90 days, right? Now, what does that look like? At Chairman 10, you're now a six-figure earner inside of this industry, right? You have 500 plus customers in your organization. You're making $2,500 every single Friday. What does that begin to look like for you? What does that change inside your life? And you might say, hey, I don't know 500 people, and that's okay. None of us knew 500 people either, right? It starts small and it grows from there. If you understand the power of multiplication, if you understand compounding, the same way it compounds inside of your trade account, this business can compound as well. But all you have to do is be teachable, be coachable, be able to follow the blueprint that's laid out for you, and you will see success with what it is that we're talking about. I want you to go look at yourself in the mirror, right? And ask yourself this question. Do you deserve this opportunity, right? And after you get that figured out, I want you to get back to the person that invited you and tell them, thank you for inviting me here today, right? Tell them thank you, because clearly they might see something in you that you didn't even see inside yourself. And let's not mention, I want you guys to really understand this. You can't even get access to this community, to this industry, to this platform without somebody inviting you. And that's something really that's special, right? As amazing as all this information is, you can't get inside of this platform without an invitation. You can go to the website, you can try to sign up, and it's going to ask who invited you here, right? So be thankful to the person that invited you. Don't take that invitation lightly. They thought about you first, but they're also going to share this with other people, right? And we don't know if that invitation would have came tomorrow, the next day, or next week. Take this thing serious, because again, you can't get access without that information. I hope you guys have a blessed evening. Take a look at this compensation plan and say, hey, do I see myself in here? Do I see myself becoming a millionaire at Chairman 100? Do I see myself like the 24-year-old Bryce Thompson, who's making $750,000 per month? Or maybe I can't fathom that yet. Maybe I can see myself as a Platinum 5,000, as a Chairman 10, a travelpreneur inside of this platform. Wherever you see yourself, I want you to understand that it's possible and it's already done once you decide to lock arms and follow this blueprint to success. So get back to the person that invited you. Again, tell them thank you, get your questions answered, and let's get you plugged in so you can join us tonight. We're actually having a call showing you and welcoming you to the easiest strategy known to man, known as the Skittle strategy, right inside of this platform, right? And you can get access to that as soon as you get started. And that's going to be going on tonight. So get back with them. We'll see you guys at the top, because the sky is literally never the limit. You guys have an amazing evening, and look